Okay, today we're going to talk about the quadratic formula. And this is something that we use whenever we can't factor a quadratic because it doesn't work out. So like if you got a multiply and add number that didn't work, you would use the quadratic formula in order to find the solutions. It means that the solutions are going to be, they could be whole numbers, they could be decimals, or they could be what's called an imaginary number, which we'll talk about after Christmas. So what is the quadratic formula? Alright, write this down. This here is the quadratic formula. Now we use it whenever we can't factor, but we can also use it anytime. So if you don't like the multiply add method or you don't like difference of squares, you can always use this formula to find the solutions to a quadratic. Alright, A, B, and C come from our standard form, A, B, and C. And we just use the numbers, the coefficients, to plug into this formula. So it goes x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all divided by 2a. Okay? So you need to write this down. Write it down. Alright? So let's practice using the quadratic formula in an example. So remember, it is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. So in this case, remember this is a, b, and c. So we're going to write that down. A is 1, b is 10, c is 2. So we're going to write x equals, we're going to take a negative b, so negative 10, plus or minus the square root of b squared. So you're ideally going to do this on the calculator, so make sure you put it in parentheses. 10 squared minus 4 times 1 times 2 all over 2 times 1. Okay? Then you just simplify it. So I'm going to do it in my head because I don't have a calculator to show y'all. So 10 squared is 100 minus 4 times 1 is 4 times 2 is 8, so minus 8. That's still under the square root. We still have negative 10 plus or minus. Now the plus and minus comes from the fact that a square root can have a positive answer or a negative answer. All divided by 2. And then you simplify even further. So 100 minus 8 would be, what, 92. So we'd have negative 10 plus or minus the square root of 92 over 2. Now, we can't simplify this more unless we were to simplify the 92. And we're not going to talk about that just yet. So this would be your answer. Okay? Now, we can't simplify the negative 10 and the 2 because there's no number right here. So in order to simplify the 2, you have to have 3 numbers outside the square root in order to do that. Alright, so that would just be your solution. Let's do one more. Now, I want you to put this practice problem, put it under practice problems in your weekly math schedule. Alright, so that way I can look to make sure you know what's going on. So remember, it's x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now there's a song that goes with this formula that we're going to learn in class, so get excited, we're going to sing. The tune goes to Pop Goes the Weasel. So, I'm not going to sing for you on this video, so be excited about that. Here we go. So we're going to find the zeros using the quadratic formula. So our first problem, our a is 4, our b is negative 5, and our c is negative 6. Negative 5, negative 6. So then, again, all you're doing is putting it into the equation. So since this b is negative, and we have a negative b in the equation, we're going to put a positive 5, plus or minus the square root of, this is why you need parentheses, negative 5 squared is positive. If you don't put it in parentheses, the calculator does it wrong. Negative 5 squared minus 4 times a, which is also 4, c, which is negative 6, all over 2 times a, which is 4. Alright, then we simplify. I'm going to kind of do it up here so I can see it. So negative 5 squared is 25, minus 4 times 4 is 16, times negative 6. Let me do it real quick on my calculator because I don't know that in my head. 16 times 6 is 96, and it's negative, so that makes this become a positive 96. So then we have 25 plus 96, which is 121. So, where's my pen go? This equals 121. So we have 5, and all that's still under the square root. I'm just doing it outside of it because I don't have space. The square root of 121 all over 8. Now, the square root of 121 is a perfect square. It's 11. So we're going to say that we have 5 plus or minus 11 over 8. Now because this simplified down, we need to split it up so that we actually get a number instead of just a weird thing. So we're going to say 5 plus 11 over 8, 5 minus 11 over 8. Alright, 5 and 11 is 16 divided by 8. So we have 1x is 2. That comes from up here. Sorry, it's all over the place. And then we have 5 minus 11, which is negative 6 over 8. That's going to be a fraction. We're going to leave it in fraction form and simplify it. So it would be 3 over 4. Right, 6 and 8 have a 2 in common. 3 over 4. So these are our solutions. So this is where it intercepts. So we couldn't have found negative 3/4. Well, we probably could have from factoring, but this is a faster way when you can't really think of what multiplies to 24 and adds to 5. Alright? So that's the quadratic formula. Make sure you took good notes. If you didn't, rewatch the video. Make sure you fill out your summary. And make sure that this practice problem, example 2, is in the practice problem place on your sheet. Alright? Have a good day. Alright.